Anne. So we just heard Àngela, Vinent, and Xavier Febrés read from Cuines, amagades. And I think that you have translated some of these books. So let's hear this text that we just heard. And also, you also have a personal connection to the market that is described in this text, correct?
Right. Well, we didn't just hear Angela. We also saw Amanda Laporta take us shopping in the Boqueria. And my story has to do with La Boqueria because in 1977, I lived on the Rambla dels Estudis. So my local market was one of the best markets in the world, La Boqueria.
Right.
And I would go there. I was learning Catalan on the street. And I would go in there and practice on the fishmongers, on the ladies selling the fish and the cheese and the whole thing. I got away with it usually.
Yeah, actually, my first, I mean, I've learned Catalan through books for many years, but actually my first time actually engaging in Catalan was also through the markets. My market was not as nice as yours. I used to have an apartment right in front of the Mercat del Ninot, which now it has been remodeled and is really fancy. But when I lived right across it, it wasn't. But I was told that you should go and ask the ladies that have either the vegetable stand or the fishmongers and so on. Just talk to them and ask them for the recipes. And that's how I started cooking and learning about Catalan food. So the relationship that you develop, right, with the people at the market is really part of that life in Barcelona. So always nice to think about that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what are you going to read us?
Well, I'm going to read Angela and Xavier, as they said, went through all of the 40 markets. They went to the bars, the hidden kitchens or secret kitchens that in each of the markets, the 40 markets in Barcelona. But I am going to read the one about the Boqueria, and particularly about the Pinocho bar and its wonderful, it's the soul and the heart and soul of the bar, who is Juanito.
Yes.
So
let's hear.
Okay. Boqueria. In each of these explanations of the market, they name one dish as the kind of the specialty of the market. So in the Boqueria, it's baby squid with Santa Pau white beans, Pinocho bar. What can I do for you, cariños? You can also always count on Juanito of the Bar Pinocho to call you sweetheart, cariño. And you can also always count on finding baby squid with Santa Pau white beans, which we do the honors of wolfing down as befits one of the bar's classic dishes. Just as Juanito is a classic. They skillfully saute the baby squid, fresh from the sea and without a single trace of grit, in the minuscule kitchen, while Juanito busies himself chatting with the clientele. The potency of his voice carries across several stands and reaches our ears the minute we walk into the market. When Juanito celebrated his 85th birthday in 2019, he was still there, steadfast, smiling, and undaunted, on top of even the smallest detail of everything that went on. Lifelong clients, passers-by, and tourists following the recommendations of guidebooks wrangle over a place at the bar. In the Boqueria market, there is such a rich array of restaurants that unwary tourists may end up sitting at the first empty seat they find. And the 20 stools at Pinocho's are usually overflowing at any time of day. Juanito and his bar are a world-renowned institution. One of Salvador Dali's most often repeated boutades went something like this. The center of the world is the train station at Perpignan. Jordi Esterella, a local journalist, amended it for Juanito. Dali was wrong. The center of the world is clearly the 7 square meters of the counter at Pinocho. Joan Bayen Perez, born in Barcelona, is the son of an Aragonese construction worker and an Andalusian cook. From the age of 7, he would help his mother out right there in the Boqueria at the kiosk bar she oversaw. When he got out of the army, he took it over with his sister Maria. She worked the burners. He manned the counter. The bar has moved several times. Currently standing to the right of the entrance from the Rambla, this is Pinocho's fourth location, dating from the year 2000. The name Pinocchio, originally came from a popular dog that lived there when they were starting out. There were seasons when they opened at 4 in the morning. Now they open when the bells of the Iglesia del Pi strike 6, and they still welcome the late night crawlers who roll in with an empty stomach. The metal shutters clang as they are pulled open while the coffee pot starts to bubble and the burners to sizzle. Juanito is a born improviser with a keen photographic memory. He is a sage in the culture of work, a master in public relations and the naughty comet, a jocular and vital showman, a polyglot of gestural language, a runway model of vests and bow ties, and an ex-marathoner, 18 times in Barcelona and once in New York. The proud bearer of the Olympic torch down the length of the Rambla in 1992 and the honorary Ramblist of 1999, and the winner of the Barcelona City Award for Gastronomy in 2016. Yeah. He caught the custom of the bow tie from another Boqueria character, Ramon Cabau, a legendary habitué of the market, where he himself would do the shopping for his restaurant, Agut d'Avignon, always decked out in a Tyrolean hat in the winter and a straw hat in the summer. When Cabau shuttered his restaurant in 1984 at the height of its success, he continued to frequent La Boqueria in his new role as supplier of the harvest of his orchard in Canet de Mar. For the same inexplicable personal reasons that had caused him to close the restaurant, he committed suicide with a cyanide capsule inside the market on March 31st, 1987. The day of his interment, the funeral cortege made a symbolic stop at the entrance to the market, and Juanito was not the only one to shed heartfelt tears. It was Juanito's nephew, Albert Assin Bayen, his sister Maria's son, who refurbished the kitchen and became the true precursor of bar cuisine. The baby squid and Santa Pau white beans, or the sauteed chickpeas with butifarró, blood sausage, still bear his seal. Albert died at 50 the same day on which Chef Santi Santa Maria was buried. He was relieved at the stove by his brother Jordi, the force behind the introduction of seafood and shellfish, including grilled lobster, into the offerings of the house, yet never abandoning their grandmother's capipota, literally head and foot, a Catalan stew made from the cheaper cuts of pork or beef, or the perennial trinchat, a potato, cabbage, and salt pork hash. He directs the kitchen team, seconded by his wife, Maria Jose, and his son, Didac, the next generation. Other bar restaurants have flourished in the shelter of the lateral arcades or in between food stands in Boqueria Market. Quim started out in 1987 with 3 meters of counter space and 5 stools in mid-market. Now he oversees 16 meters of counter space and 24 much sought-after stools. More can be added, with the kitchen in the hands of chef Quim Marquez and his son Yuri. The fried eggs with baby squid or changuette, whitebait, or llengueta, gobi, the oxtail risotto, and the fried artichokes are the stuff of legend. In addition to Pinocho, the brothers Alfonso and Bena Dominguez opened the Kiosque Universal in 1973. At that stage, they were not by any stretch, quote, the largest fish grill in Barcelona, unclose quote, as they have since come to be known. And we must also add the Bar Central, the Kiosque Modern, Siemens, and the restaurant La Garduña in the restored rear plaza of the market. And so many other places devoted to the tourist trade, not to mention the 1,001 paper cones full of fried fish or Iberian ham and other products on display in fish markets and charcuteries, or shellfish stands with oysters to be tasted on site at a reasonable price. The urban legend that holds that Barcelonans no longer walk down the Rambla to get to the Boqueria is just that, an urban legend. The Boqueria is still one of the best and most interested spaces in the city to buy fresh, high-quality food, and 2 of its bars, the Pinocho and the Quim, belong on the gold medal podium of market cuisine. I'm hungry. Are you hungry?
I know. I'm just, remembering, the times that you are lucky enough to actually snatch a bar stool, or, you know, find that little space on
Mm.
the bar to, you know, get a dish. And I was
You know,
also,
I've never snagged a stool at Pinocho.
oh, really?
I'm hoping this is the whole purpose for doing this. I'm hoping Juanito will invite me to eat.
Yeah, that would be great. Actually, the only time that I managed was actually when I was in Barcelona in a sort of off tourist season, you know, which is around December, which, you know, when there are not that many tourists.
Right.
And right between, you know, breakfast and sort of starting of the lunch time, and we were lucky enough to like quickly snatch a stool. But
The second esmorzar.
yeah, exactly. But also
No, the mid-morning esmorzar.
mid-morning, exactly. But I also wanted to bring up the fact that, you know, it is true that, as you said in the text, that this idea that the Boqueria is only a tourist stop is actually not true, because even though you have these stalls, right, displayed for tourists, in the back, they're actually local shopping, and especially chefs. And they still talk about doing that early run to buy products and actually do what they call the esmorzar de forqueta, right? The fork breakfast, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
they will actually have a very hearty breakfast, right? Because they have actually they've already worked early enough, right, to do their shopping.
Right.
And they're about to enter the kitchens, so they have to eat something actually, you know,
And they,
special. Yeah.
yeah.
So
No, it's true. And there's absolutely nothing in the world like the fish market at Boqueria.
yeah.
It's just amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I was lucky enough to actually do a run around the fishmongers with a chef that used to teach cooking classes there, and also used to work in a restaurant near the market.
Who
And
was
the
that, Rosi?
relationship,
Who was it?
he was here, I'm not remembering his
Sorry.
name.
I'm sorry.
But
Remember, you took your class, no? You took
yeah,
a class?
the class. And actually in the book A Taste of Barcelona, we actually name him. And also we talked about Pinocho. And yes, that's the book. And also the story of Ramon Cabau. I was very glad to hear that story in your text, which is quite a remarkable story about this man that really played a very important role in transforming the gastronomic landscape of the city of Barcelona in the late 60s.
Absolutely. The Agut d'Avignon was an extraordinary restaurant. Yeah. I feel really fortunate to have known it.
All right.
Well,
so
Rosi,
thank you so much for the text.
Thank you. Thank Àngela and Xavier for actually making this route through all of the 40 markets, which you and I will have to start following.
Yes, absolutely. And let's hope for that stool at Bar Pinocho soon.
Yes, let's hope. Sooner than later, yes.
All right. See you soon.
Bye.